Is episode number 64. I'm your host, Solid Jake, and we have an array of beautiful guests with us today, but let's go down the list, starting with you, Mr. Drew Mad Timmy Rogers.
What up?
So, welcome back. What's new with you?
Just been playing Heroes mostly. It's kind of my life, so.
And no big deal. He happens to have a new sponsor as of the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
All
I've
right,
been with them for a couple weeks now, like 3 weeks. Something like
Who
that.
is them, sir?
Zeveron.
Oh, okay, we're getting there. All right.
Getting there, yeah.
Proud of you. Proud of you. We'll talk more about that in a bit going down the line. Kevo, you sang a song or poem or something.
Yeah. So last night I was bored, and there was that giant poem that guy wrote was the 2 weeks before release thing, so I redid that, and it's on SoundCloud.com/am2. That was an interesting thing. I've never respected poetry. I still don't.
You're first.
But it was really fun. Yeah, been playing a lot of Agar.io and Phoenix Wright, and of course Here's a Storm.
Just call it Agario, man. Come on.
Oh, whatever. Oh, and I had the worst news come in yesterday. My dog from home's got cancer and is gonna be put down soon.
Oh, that
She's
sucks.
13 and blind. She's a battle tank.
I'll make it better and tell you my parents are getting a new puppy on Friday, so
Ooh.
That does count.
One life goes away, another comes in.
that's
Let's
life.
get real
But it's
heavy,
Jake got
guys.
it. What the hell?
Kubus
This is a
Maximus.
lighthearted show about heroes. Gosh.
This-
Well, it feels like we just did this. Jared is making a very interesting pose. We were here last Thursday, which is a little different for us due to tournament constraints, of course. Over the weekend, I actually mowed the lawn.
Whoa!
You guys are all really proud of me for doing that. But
Proud
I
of you.
mowed the whole lawn. Other than that, just been playing Heroes. A very constructive and productive week.
Yeah. Zoloff?
Today I released a vlog talking about the state of the team house, the release of Glaurung, and like the next few weeks. I'm gonna go ahead and post that link in chat if you're interested in watching that after the show. Don't watch it now because we have important stuff to talk about.
Important.
Probably should have linked that later. I goofed. I'm sorry, guys. I messed up.
Scrub City.
But yeah, it's just been lots of team house stuff. I've been here a little over a week.
How do you like it? What's your first impressions?
It's really cool living in a house and not having to like stress about anything. Like I have to do my job and stuff, but like I don't have to like I don't pay the bills in this house, you know. It's not like I have to like, you know, pay rent or I don't know. It's just weird. It's just like a really like I've never been in that situation before since I moved out after graduating high school. So it's like a really like stress-free environment. Corey's just sitting there like trying not to laugh.
So, Temple Storm, the show is run by Reynad and Frodan, and today you told me you have special names for them. Would you like to reveal those names to the world?
Yeah, we call Reynad Ray Daddy, and we call Frodan Fromom.
Beautiful. Truly beautiful. I'm proud of you, Jared. Well, today on Town Hall Heroes, episode 64, we're going to talk about the best player in North America, ETC Bot. We're going to be talking about tournaments in general, what we have coming up, and of course, the Town Hall Invitational, which, if you look above me, we have reached the $500 mark, and we'll explain very soon what that means. Release day, it's coming soon. We have the Nexus Calling, event going on right now. We're talking Johanna, Kael Thas, and promote builds. That's going to be a big hot topic. We definitely saw Mad Timmy and Zeveron bust out the promote builds, the promote compositions in WCA last week. And then we have QSB's questions, possibly.
I'm trying to figure out like new ways to spell Kiwi's questions every time. It's getting really difficult. Really
It's hard
difficult.
after the first one for me, so.
Very good, very good. But let's just start off the show by talking about... Did I even build this?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Do I have the
Uh-oh.
production?
Oh,
I do.
Oh.
I did it. Town Hall Invitational. Now, the Town Hall Invitational, we started talking about this as a thing a while ago. We did the Teespring campaign where we raised $428, And from there, I was like, wow, this is great. We didn't expect to get, we were hopeful to get $200 in prize pool. We thought that would be awesome. And we hit 428 and we were ecstatic. And, well, I get greedy. So I said, well, you know what? Let's see what we can do for the community. There's not a ton of opportunity for teams out there right now in terms of making money. Most of the players are actually spending tons of time practicing and not really making anything. So having more opportunity is really what we're going for. An extra event that's an extra chance to make some dough. And obviously we can do our own rule set, and I'm just going to say it right here. It's going to be a double ban event, and there might be maps banned. There'll be 2 bans in the tournament. There will be maps possibly stricken from the whole event. Like, this is not necessarily going to be the standard ESL tournament that you normally would see. So you can see that Temple Storm and Zeveron, we announced them. That's the $500 goal. 750, we announced the next 2. If we hit 1,000, we will add 4 more teams. It'll become an 8-team tournament. And then we have all these stretch goals after 1,000. So open phone episode of Town Hall at 1250. Kubi's Kitty will wear a dinosaur suit at $1,500 during the broadcast. Well, at 1750, we will actually create 12 months of Town Hall for a Town Hall Heroes calendar that will be available for sale. And at $2,000, it becomes a 16-team bracket and a 2-day event. The entire event will have 2 streams. All 4 of us hosts will be casting, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude.
Exciting.
I didn't see anything about aviators and mustaches in there.
Oh, that's happened. That's already like a requirement. So that's like not. I'm actually required to wear aviators and mustaches, and Jared is actually required to cast.
You don't wear a mustache. You're not like going
I'm
out to the store and
have a
fake
mustache.
You are going
wearing
to have
it as in
grown out mustache.
Yeah, fact. I will have a
Jake,
full.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
Like,
go ahead.
from a marketing / business standpoint, what is the value of announcing the tournament with 1 good team and 1 bad team being invited?
Damn.
Yeah, why is Temple Storm invited?
The turn
for him.
the boomerang snap.
The
Bam.
boomerang snap. Jared actually is a professional boomeranger. That's why he's thinking about boomerangs.
It's true.
You should see him at
Dude,
BlizzCon.
Dreadnought's a professional juggler. It's weird.
I didn't know that. Never seen him do it.
You don't want to. It's scary.
Why didn't he ever tell us this in Town Hall?
Oh no, he's embarrassed about
He's
it.
a horrible.
He did it
He's a
at
horrible
BlizzCon.
guest. Okay, all right. No, but I'm really excited. Jared has to wear an Arthas costume. It's gonna be great.
Well, okay. The problem, I just want to get this out there right now. There are no large sizes of the Arthas costume. They only have normal size. So
Jared, you're wearing it.
I need to find a fat person Arthas costume.
If you have to rip it to wear it, you're wearing it.
Get it tailored. Bring it to a tailor and
That's the most embarrassing moment of your life, to go to a tailor with this pre-bought Arthas costume and to get them to customize
You know what?
it.
You're never gonna see that tailor again. You can walk up to her and be like, "Can you do this for me? I'm never seeing you again. You're never seeing me again. Here's $30."
$50 bill on the table, just
do
slide
this.
it over the counter real slow. Like, I need you to do something that might be out of your powers. I don't know. Here, can make it happen, please.
Yeah, I have a
Steam
few.
sent to you, Zoya. Just lose some weight. There
Oh
you
yeah,
go.
lose some weight. Boom. Yeah. I just gotta
Easy.
shave 80 to 100 pounds, and I can fit in that. We're good.
Yeah, lose some weight. What did you drink today? Half a gallon of
Chocolate
chocolate milk?
No regrets.
With what? Half a pizza.
pizza.
That was
No
that
regrets.
was included with that, right?
No Rugrats, man.
Losing weight, gonna be a cinch. Gonna be super easy for you.
Easy
No regrets, man. That milk was worth it. I'm gonna die tonight, but it was worth it when I drank it.
peasy.
Just had to know. Had to make that clear. Put that out there.
Okay.
So proud of you guys.
I plan on doing a 24-hour stream or two to help fundraise for it and stuff. We all got cool stuff planned to help reach the goal. It's gonna be a really cool event. Like Jake said, we're gonna be pushing the just trying out new stuff,
Yeah.
when it comes to just format and stuff. So it's gonna be really cool.
And the way it works is the fundraiser goes until the end of June. So basically, anytime you donate on this stream, all the info is below. The money will just automatically go to that meter above. So pretty cool. It'll be a lot of fun to see that all unfold. But guys, we had some video games happen last night.
We did.
And we saw some interesting Games. That's one way to put it.
Okay, so
Can we talk about?
ESL Major League Season 2. We're into Week 6. Saw a nice series, Vortex versus Stellar Lotus. Fairly uneventful. Some disconnect stuff that was unfortunate. Happening, I think, is at the first game. That's very much under the rug right now. But we are talking about game number 1 between Cloud9 Maelstrom and Complexity. There was, again, more disconnect problems, but about, like, I don't know, 2/3 of the way through the game, was like 15 minutes or so.
Not even.
We had King Caffeine, was playing ETC at the time. He's the warrior player for Cloud9 Maelstrom.
Corey,
Disconnects out of the game. What?
Corey,
What?
just get to the bottom line
I'm
here.
getting there. I need to make sure everyone understands the gravity of this situation. Okay, Kev? Calm down. All right. King Caffeine disconnects out of the game. We have to play it because there's this weird desync issue where the game has to be running. Complexity just took a huge team fight. Maelstrom is backed up against their keep, and they're kind of like posturing around like, okay, we're trying to wait for King Caffeine to get back in. ETC on the bot. ETC bot dashes forward, hits a 5-man mosh pit, and proceeds to ruin Complexity's day.
So that happened, and Kubi and I are casting this match, and we're just thinking, all right, they didn't respect the bot. They saw it in the front line. They're just like, oh, it's just a bot, whatever. We'll kill it. Just poke and prod at it, it'll die. So that like they'll adapt and they'll just win the game from here because it's a bot. No, every single team fight he hit the sickest mosh pits that just won fights. I'm actually loading it up right now. It'll be ready in about 2 minutes, so we can watch.
It's funny, and like the third mosh pit hit the 2 people that it shouldn't have hit.
Yeah.
Like worst possible luck.
It was dumb, but beautiful. An ETC bot is actually a god.
He is.
So when Zeveron signing or Temple Storm, you guys just released Glaurung. Is that your secret weapon? Are you guys picking up ETC bot as the new 5th member?
You'll find out tomorrow, man.
Oh no.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he is.
I see him in solo queue all the time.
Kind of a one-trick pony, though. It's like, what happens when ETC's banned? It's like...
More like a one-trick cow.
ETC's banned. What happens? Utherbot?
They forfeit.
Utherbot comes
forfeit,
in.
yeah. I thought they forfeit.
You
God
actually
help
just
us,
get a
there
free
was
win.
2 bans. That's it.
Did you guys see that article, by the way?
I did.
Like, the title was so brutal. Oh,
Which
like
one?
the first paragraph was just like crapped all over Complexity. It
was on Daily Dot, and it was just basically like AI bot embarrasses competitive Heroes of the Storm players.
Oh my
like
god!
that.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't.
was-
It was, yeah.
Can somebody
brutal.
link me that article on
I'm
Twitter?
posting it in chat right now.
Okay,
Right
put it in Skype chat too.
Wow, you had that already.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Tweet
Zoya
out.
had the link.
Wow.
Zoya had the link.
All right, let me.
Bot embarrasses the pros in competitive Heroes of the Storm match. Now, let's put this out there. I think this is also the same guy who on Daily Dot was like kind of really abrasive against Heroes of the Storm. And he also does a lot of stuff about LCS, because this is like, when I see this headline, I'm like, wow, I guess Heroes of the Storm competitive isn't really worth anything if bots are better than the pros or something like that. I don't know. It's that line is
Yeah.
that's a line.
Oh,
It is a line.
that's a thing. Good. Now, interesting.
Yeah. So, sorry, I just need to make sure I close my door. Yeah, that happened. So ETC won.
Oh, he's got the clip right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy is on top of his thing.
I just want to like get an interview. Like, I know people.
Look
don't
at this stance.
Watch our show every once in a while. If anyone at Blizzard like can get me in contact with the person that like programmed ETC's bot, please, I would like to do an interview with him and like congratulate him on the win.
I like John Z is like sitting in his office, like yes.
Can they make all the bots that good?
Yeah.
Well, then he wouldn't have a job.
I mean, it's not like the new like version of ETC's hard to play. Like the freaking Q is so easy to land, just Q and R. Like
It's true.
so skilled.
Is that what your air guitar sounds like?
Yeah.
What kind of guitar? Well, just picture a concert, right?
Tuscan
Some guy goes
Raider
up
for
there
a
with this nice
guitar?
instrument, like, and everyone's just like, No.
What is that?
You know, it's like you press Q, beep, mosh pit.
I'm so
done.
proud of you.
Keeps going. He goes for it again. He goes round 2.
Yeah,
All the sound effects today from Zoya.
dude, I'm god tier, man.
God tier like ETC bot.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's good.
ESL matches yesterday, like they're kind of like disappointing because they're both like pretty stompy. I mean, no, like Stellar Lotus, they're new to the league, they're a fresh team, and Vortex has been around for a while, so that was a stomp. And then Maelstrom is just freaking on fire, man. So like, it doesn't matter who goes up against them, it's like more than likely going to be a stomp.
They really are on fire. Really well played by them, just picking their opponents apart. Don't think there's much of a recap to do beyond ETC bot. I don't think there was any massive changes in the meta last night other than the ongoing discussion of promote.
Yeah, promote. So I made a tweet about promote being just broken, and it's bad when like everyone on Tempostorm's rival team Maelstrom retweets it. Like there were so many retweets for that like it's just so bad, and like it's not, when something is not fun to play and you're winning, that's when you know it's bad. There's nothing fun about going mass promote. Like,
so just to build on that, I did a single promote game, and then somebody even posted in the thread, in our thread this week, Jake, why did you go three supports and get 3 promotes against us and beat me? It made me sad. The team I was playing with, I was playing viewer games. They all said, "Can we not do that again? That wasn't fun." Like, the team that lost hated it. The team that won hated it. Mad Timmy.
I know, it's pretty fun.
He likes it.
So,
he likes it.
Timmy, you were, I guess, the one credited with inventing this style, although we have seen it in the past, but at least you guys took note of it in the patches. You were the very first competitive game that we saw this style run with Brightwing Tassadar. Walk us through, like, what is it, just caught your eye, and then decided to, how much practice did you have ahead of time before you ran it?
Basically, what we did is I looked at the numbers and I was talking to Suki about it, and he's like, well, it's basically what it was before. Like, before they nerfed it. It's 100% uptime. You're always going to have those promoted minions. It's pretty strong. So we tried it in a quick match versus Maelstrom, and we're like, well, we just destroyed Maelstrom. Like, 10-minute game. Let's see if we can... We're like, we're not going to play this anymore. Not going to let Tempostorm look at our old match history from today, playing on the patch, and we're just going to play it. And it worked out pretty well, so...
Yeah, I mean...
It works.
And that's what matters. You're playing to win. It's $19,000 on the line, and it was convincing. We saw it happening. We're just like, whoa, how do you stop this?
it was a stomp game one. It wasn't even freaking close.
No, it wasn't.
It was just destruction. Really powerful build.
Yeah, it's like, well, they give us Brightwing and Sylvanas, and then they give us Vikings. Like, we're just gonna split some.
And that's like with a non-refined version. Like, everyone's good, but like, no one's played promote in that long, and no one's played that style in that long. So like, they did that with like, what was it, a day and a half of practice. Like, and that, like, think of when people really get promote pushes in its current state refined. Like,
No, didn't you guys run it against Complexity?
We did.
Yeah, so they ran it on like 3 hours notice. Like after the patch, it was.
Yeah, we just played all through the patch basically.
yeah,
It's a little strong.
that was good
So
stuff.
let's talk about responses to promote. Sylvanas, yeah, she can lock them down. Jaina, big AoE, wave clear. I mean, that's the obvious stuff. But what have you guys discovered that works well to counteract the promote builds?
You have to be very decisive in what you're doing. You can't let them just like let you. You just have to basically do your own game plan. You can't react. Like, if you're doing what they want you to do, you're never gonna win because they're always gonna be a step ahead of you. You have to do something proactive. You have to be pushing buildings. You have to be getting kills. You have to be doing something effective. If you're just like not using your time well, then you're just gonna lose because it's just gonna eventually run you over.
Yeah, you have to look for opportunities. Like, if we push this fort while they're pushing their bottom fort, clearly we're gonna lose that fort. So how fast can we push top, and can we push it faster and get something else at the same time? Like, you have to be able to make these trades cost effectively against it. If you don't have the perfect draft to counter it. You just have to play more aggressive than them. Because usually with the promote push builds, they're, half the time it's not the best in early game team fights. So like as long as you're forcing stuff harder than them, just like going for like an early keep and stuff, you should be able to do it faster than them.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you just really drafted poorly.
Are there
Or
heroes?
you can have heavy roam is pretty good against it, but it's not like the best.
Just trying to roam and gank?
Yeah, like Kerrigan, anything like that where you can like wave clear after you kill them and get like towers, and eventually you get ahead that way. But it's a lot harder to do. It's pretty easy to not get ganked. So.
True. Kev, any thoughts?
I think one of the best quotes I think I've ever heard, because I know, Timmy, you were just saying it too, if you ever react, it's, iDream, I believe, said it was just like, if you are ever reacting, you're losing. Like, if you're just, like, reacting to something, like, if you're trying to deal with, like, Zevon or something like that up in the top lane, or you're trying to, like, push against something that's pushing from another lane, if you ever react, you lose, I think is the exact quote.
I mean, yeah, if you're just
Like,
spending the whole game putting out fires.
It's such an interesting thing. I mean, there's the difference between reacting and adapting, I would also say, in that point, too, but it was just like, you said that, and it just kind of, like, immediately hit me hit me as the same exact thing that iDream said, and I think it's a really interesting point to always think about. If you like have to like jump somewhere else, it's better to push an advantage somewhere where like
Exactly. Exactly. That's like the hardest part is it makes a lot more decisions in the game opposed to what there was before because there's so much pressure on the map. It's like having free merc camps at a level 4 talent.
Reacting in any MOBA is auto lose.
Basically.
Wrecked.
It's a cool thing, but yeah, it's
Cool thing.
It's it's one of those things that it's going to be really aggravating, I think, as soon as like solo queue gets a hold of it. If they have coordination, which is impossible in solo queue. So, you know what? Never mind. Take it back.
Let's talk about.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's talk about like we're talking about the ETC bot and like this kind of. I want to double back because someone in the chat reminded me of it. Disconnects, and how like terrible it is. With the desyncs and not being able to you taking forever to reconnect. With Blizzard officially announcing they have plans for esports with this game, and that's starting in June?
Yeah.
I don't know if they know.
North America, we know for a fact starts in June based on that announcement.
Yeah.
Unless we have a huge patch with launch, what happens when we're in the official Heroes of the Storm BlizzCon qualifier tournament and there's a DC like that,
Hope you have ETC bot.
Hopefully it's an ETC because it's a real problem. Not just the desync issue, but just the fact that it's just so bad. It's just really.
They have to know the gravity of the situation. I mean, if they want to push esports, they have to build the infrastructure. Not only that, functionality comes first, so there's that. But there's so many things that are still lacking. The in-game draft. No one plays Team League because the in-game draft is horrible. It's limited, and people don't want to do it. When competitive teams play, Timmy's like, we played Maelstrom at Quick Match. It wasn't Team League, it was Quick Match. Why? Because, it's A, the compositions you want, or B, if you're going to scrim, you're going to do that in scrims, or it's an actual draft with bans.
Yep.
There's a ton of features that are still really lacking for Heroes as an esport. That's why we have things like Stormcraft, all these tools that we've had to build as a community. And infrastructure like disconnects, that's beyond crucial.
Yeah. And look how long it worries me. They've changed a lot from StarCraft to Heroes, a lot. They've done a lot better when just updates and stuff, but look how long it took them to just get resumed from replay. It took them Heart of the Swarm being released before we were able to get that, and that was huge for the competitive scene.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're a bit quicker with this one, because this is almost game breaking. What happens if mid tournament what if we're at BlizzCon and one of the PCs just shuts off? We're 20 minutes into a game, it's close. What do you do? Let the bot play it out at BlizzCon?
I mean, in those situations, they have actual engineers that work on the game that probably know how to fix it, but that's a very specific situation. But you're right.
Yeah, it's not going to be available all the time, and it made for some awkwardness yesterday, that's for sure.
Made for some sick games because King Caffeine, he's done.
Yeah, he's out.
The answer wasn't immediately obvious there, and just it can happen in the future unless we see a quick fix for it.
I mean, Blizzard was even so brazen as to put a game that, in its current state, was on ESPN. So, I mean, at this point, I think they're just kind of like they're going for it. I don't think it's gonna.
Let's talk about that.
I don't think they have to like immediately do anything for BlizzCon, but they got to do something eventually. Hopefully,
ESPN had to have a custom draft tool built and operated by multiple people. Actually, coordinating those drafts was very difficult. They also built a special overlay for that event. There's a lot of things that were created specifically for that. And if they want to launch Heroes in its own iteration, which they obviously are doing, and we're all very ecstatic for it, there's a lot of things that just aren't there yet for esports. I mean, that's the raw fact. Ali Zobs is great, sure, for what it is, but it's not the prettiest thing. I love everything Ali does. Without him, we would be screwed. We really would.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look good. It's not a visually appealing interface. That's the fact of the matter. And Blizzard has not released a UI at all. Like they created the one for Dorm, but like I know there are people like Shambari that are passionate and they want to build this stuff, but they have they have tasks that they are given and what they want to do, and I'm just curious as to like what Blizzard's timeline actually is to create these functionalities of fixing the disconnect better, or making an actual in-game UI, or improving the draft. Because if we're gonna have BlizzCon qualifiers, all of those things are like necessary.
Yeah,
That's very true.
I mean, we just have to hope and pray. I mean, it's the scary part is that Jared brings up a really good point. StarCraft, we didn't have that until, I mean, look at how far Wings of Liberty went. We had international tournaments, we had entire
Like 2 years,
studios building
Right.
the entire format around that, and they were just like, disconnect, well, I guess we got to play again.
And that's actually, when you bring that up, that's like the best argument that Blizzard could give us. Look at all the UIs that were built by the StarCraft community. They made every event had their own custom UI. You would watch DreamHack, you'd watch GSL, it'd all be different. Maybe that's how they expect and plan Heroes to be, but we're not there yet.
Like crowdsourcing.
Essentially, in a lot of ways, yeah. I mean, let the community handle it.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to have that ability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just nice to have some support also.
They are, but I guess we're hungry for more.
Yeah.
Never pleased.
No, can't be. Can't be.
It's impossible.
So Jared brought up ETC, and I went on mega rant mode. Good, great, grand.
Excellent.
Is king.
ETC bot though, that was, I don't know. I think the other thing that we need to look at is we need to stop respecting the bot. It sucks and it gets rid of a lot of sportsmanship, but I think we need to stop respecting the fact oh man, they had a DC, we had to be treat the bot, because I mean, I don't know specifically, but watching that game, it looked like Complexity was just kind of like, all right, you know what, they've got a bot, will be a little bit easy.
Yeah.
And then you were saying as soon as C9 won that, they were kind of taking it back. I don't know if they actually really wanted to push it on the map, or if they thought they could get anything done, so they just kind of played defensive. I'm not exactly sure what C9 was thinking at that point.
No, they had a full team wipe. They could have.
Yeah, they had a full team wipe, and I was just, but I don't know.
They were definitely respecting the situation. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
They would have gone in and taken a keep for sure.
But
they were at that spot where they could have. If you take a full team wipe 15 plus minutes into the game, absolutely.
yeah, so I mean, I think we just need to stop respecting it.
Yeah, like it happened in Europe to us when we first went to Europe. There was a situation where someone DC'd and we killed the bot, and people oh, Tempo Storm, so dishonorable. No, we played a freaking win, man. I don't care about your bot.
I don't give a wooden
Look
nickel.
at Uther bot. Instantly Tyrael ulted.
Yo, you see that ETC bot walk in, you say that's a
remember
sack
that.
lunch, and you gobble it up.
Oh, there was I think a Titan Arena. Jake, I think the one we casted, the Nova bot, was that with Idra? I don't remember. There was a Nova bot. 2Arc went in on the Nova bot, and I forget who they're going against. I think it was Cloud9 Maelstrom or Cloud9 Vortex.
It
was Vortex. And Vortex was planning for them to go for the bot, and they were able to re-wipe 2Arc, who was going in on a Nova bot who was in the middle of the map.
That's hype.
It was so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's such a hard area to find. Is it honorable? Is it dishonorable? There should just be an automatic rule that just accepted by everyone that play to win. Like, sure, in an ideal situation, if someone DCs, we would like to pause it instantly, get them back in and stuff. Like, that's what we would prefer. But like when you're at a situation like when that happened to us, there was no pauses at the time. Like, what were we supposed to do? Just let the Tassadar get away when we knew we were gonna gank him when it was the player? Like,
Yeah.
you know, it just, and it puts such a like stress on the players. Like,
Yeah.
you know, do you misplay because you don't know, like even that half second of hesitation, which like, should we do this? Like, can like really screw up a game, and like,
Yeah.
it's just, you know, play to win, guys. It's the best way to go about it.
I agree. I agree. You have to play to win, and if you don't do that, you're a fool, because these are competitions where there's a lot on the line. It's not even just about getting that win, getting that prizing, but there's so many new people looking at Heroes of the Storm. Even if you're sponsored by Cloud9, they're looking at your results. And if you have a contract that, you know, maybe they're re-signing the team, whatever it is, you have to take each and every match very seriously, because there's more than just that game on the line in terms of whether you win or lose. There's a bigger picture to everything. And that's just kind of how it is. So, you know, congrats to Maelstrom on their win there, but we actually were completely derailed from promote discussion, and I wasn't done with it. Jared brought us back into the ETC realm, and that's good. That's good. But I wanted to talk more about promote and how you guys actually feel about promote. Do you guys like the style? Jared, you've been very open about you don't like it. But Timmy, you guys were the first ones to bring it to the table. How do you feel about it?
Either way, I'm happy with what they do with it. Like, if they leave it where it is, it adds a lot of dimension to the game that there wasn't before, where like these push strategies weren't nearly as strong, especially early game. Whereas with promote, it makes it something more viable, and it makes drafting more intricate, and all those things I'm for. But as a fun factor, it's definitely not a fun thing to have in the game. So, depends what they want to go for.
Did you just say promote adds depth to the game?
It
Timmy?
does.
Timmy,
It
that
does.
just happened. Timmy,
Yeah.
please tell me no. Tell me you're joking, Timmy.
It does. It really does add more things to the game that there wasn't before. So
From a very factual standpoint, you cannot
Yeah.
argue that.
That is actually true. It does add depth to the game. Yeah, I guess I'll just show the viewers now.
He's on the ground.
I'm actually sitting on the floor
So,
because
yeah, explain.
their practice area is the only area we have desk in the house right now. So it's either you guys hear Dreadnought screaming for like 2 hours, or I sit on the floor. Rip.
Town hall. Professional.
This makes me so happy. It really, really. Jared, you're adding depth to our production with this sitting
Yeah,
on the ground.
man.
Kev, Coops, thoughts on promote?
What is there to really say?
Somewhere between the two.
Yeah, I'm somewhere between the two as well. I don't
So
really
deep.
have like a massive. I don't have a massive opinion either way just yet. Like if we see it every game, it's just boring as heck. Like if it gets to the point, man, I'm making so many StarCraft analogies today. If it gets to the point like Wings of Liberty, Zerg versus Protoss, where I can just cast like the 20 minutes of the game like step by step because you know exactly how promote's gonna like affect everything, then yeah, then we need to start looking at it. But right now, we've seen it in how many games so far? 3, 4. Out of how many that we've seen in the past week or so? I think that's okay. I think that's
We
fine.
won a game where we had 3 promotes. We had like Brightwing, Tastar, Asmodan, and we went tankless, and we just never fought. Only promoted and pushed, and then anytime it was like, oh, where are they? We would just leave, and like we won. Like, that's not how this game. I don't know. Like, I guess like you shouldn't define. Like, that's not how the game should be. But like, really, we just did not want to fight ever. We were literally only pushing, and like
isn't
using
that just hidden on tactics? Isn't that like strategical? Aren't there a lot of decisions
that's
in
like
that
going
on
to
both teams?
PvEing, like
There's PvE. Have you ever played Blackheart's Bay?
that is true.
Oh yeah, Blackheart's Bay. That's a great example of things that we all think are incredibly fun.
Facts.
Like Blackhearts does have a lot of decisions, and there are a
That's
lot
true.
of tactical things on it. Like that's why we watch MOBAs. Like it's a tactical game.
I agree there, but I don't know. I don't think Blackhearts is a good example of what it should be like, because Blackhearts, we see some back and forth, but for the most part, you know who's going to win.
It's like it's actually an ongoing discussion with like a lot of the maps. I mean, if you look
very snowball, just like Blackhearts.
Well, look at Cursed. I mean, if you manage to hit that, if you get a golem around the time of a curse, and then you get the other golem, the game is over. Like, you will win that game. 9 times out of 10.
Okay, I was gonna say you might want to not speak in absolutes there.
You're in such a strong position.
Yes.
At that point in time, it's very hard to lose.
Yeah,
all right, so promote was at previously 15 seconds.
Correct. They've
duration,
doubled it.
and the cooldown was still 30 seconds per charge. I'd like to see some middle ground between the two. Tweak with the ability a bit more.
Yeah,
I'm okay with the composition existing because it is absolutely something that you can draft around.
Yeah.
As long as it's not too strong. If it's too strong in its current iteration,
what do you mean draft around? Like,
well,
look at the heroes that get promote. You got like Tassadar and Brightwing. Like, those are
all right. Okay, to be fair, it's very silly on Brightwing due to the mobility. That is something that probably should be looked at for sure.
Yeah.
Other than that, so it should be on heroes that you can punish them very heavily if they are not very aware of the enemy.
Like a good example would be Nazebo. No escape, has promote. Oh, Asmodan hits his global.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's as safe as it gets. It's safer than Brightwing.
Good point. Good point.
Nazebo, like no escape. You know, you're very susceptible to ganks. That's like a situation where promote is, you know, a little more acceptable just because you can punish him. Gaslow doesn't get promote.
Yeah, he does.
He used to.
He used to.
Oh, no,
he still has promote.
He still has promote.
Does he really?
I'm gonna look.
Tassadar is another one that's like it's really hard to punish him.
Oh, it's Abathur they took promote away from.
Yes.
Yeah.
My bad. I knew they took it away from one of those pushy. Specials.
I'm okay with Zagara having it. It fits her kit. Like that's.
Yeah, and hers is different. It's like infest and stuff.
It's only damage, so it's not
There
nearly
needs
as
to be
bad.
counterplay to it. I mean, obviously, it just can't be something that's super strong and then just we're gonna promote here and then teleport up to the top of the map and you chase us around for 30 minutes. And there is, even if we draft the most aggressive, overly combo-y team composition, and we still can't chase you down and kill you, that's a problem. But as long as the better team is winning, I'm okay with it. But we'll see how it develops. It's very early to make all these judgment calls as well. And obviously, you guys have scrimmed with it more than the viewers and us commentators are able to.
My argument has never been balanced. Whether it's balanced or not, that's not my argument. My argument is it's not fun. Even for the winning team, when you're just doing a promote comp, that's...
Oh, I would argue that it's not fun right now because it's not balanced. And all the teams are trying to draft this one strategy because it's too good.
I wouldn't say it's that good, because we've lost with it, and we've won with it.
If it is balanced, and you are able to deal with it during the draft and play against it, then it's just like Timmy was saying. It's adding depth to the game. There's more strategies to be played, and if the better team is winning, then what's wrong with that?
Because it's not fun.
Because it's not fun. But
it's fun if the other team is like, we're gonna just be super aggressive and kill you. That's fun to watch. It's cool. They come up with a really weird way to deal with it, and now we're gonna get very aggressive and like exploit the fact that you have a bad team fight composition. That's fun to watch.
Corey, I'm gonna snipe you tonight in Hero League. I'm gonna run promote. See how much fun you have.
I'm excited for this.
And if it's not fun, it's because it's not balanced. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Pre-Johns.
Okay.
Pre-Johns. Pre-Johns.
All right, well, moving on. The next topic on the list is, in fact, the ever-looming launch of the game. Heroes of the Storm has entered open beta. It is now publicly available. So if you're a new nerd learning the game, there's tons of resources out there. Just keep your eyes on Reddit. There's Nexus Newbies, is reddit.com/r/Nexus Newbies. It's actually a new subreddit designed for new players. So be sure to check that out also. And welcome to Heroes of the Storm. Launch June 2nd. I don't think any of us are going to London.
I wish. I was trying to convince my company so bad. I was like, send me. And they're like, no. I was like, damn.
They just said C Sports.
I even got my passport to see if, like, I don't know, maybe Blizzard is going to be like, we're going to send Town Hall out there. But they didn't.
We're not cool enough, man.
Ripperoonies.
They're sending Maybe. She's the only one going. She's going to be going
deserves to go.
to London. She's actually hosting the stage, and she'll be wearing her fanciest suit.
The tiger suit?
No.
How cool is it? Like, just to talk about the launch stuff.
She wears a
Blizzard's-
tiger suit every day.
Blizzard's reaching out to like Palatime, ZP, and stuff. Like all these like community members to like put on like, here's the basics of Heroes of the Storm. Like they could have just done some like video done by Cloakin.
True.
Like, here's how you soak experience. But they're reaching out to community members and having them produce the content and do it on their own channels. They're not
Yeah,
like,
that's great.
you need to upload this to the Blizzard channel and you need to stream this on the Blizzard Twitch. No, they're like, it's like they're literally just giving community members free promotion. That is like exactly what they're doing, and it like they
In the
don't
game
matter anything.
and out of the game.
I was gonna say, damn it, Corey! I was gonna say, Soya, you were so against promote like 5 seconds ago, and now you're all about it.
You guys are the worst.
Yeah, I'd leave too if I did like that.
Rip Zoya.
Okay. Woo. There we go. Does anybody else? Oh, the viewers can't see it. Zoe's got antenna today.
Yeah, he does.
Huh?
It's pretty nice, I will say.
You've got like these antennae going like boop on top of your head.
Oh, my hair.
Yeah. Can't really see it when you bend
It's
down.
hot.
Oh, that was good.
It's cool though. It's a big launch event. You know, it's cool. Like they're just doing so much with the community. Blizzard's really doing like. But what? No, I didn't do that. Stay on. Blizzard's doing awesome.
Time today.
Blizzard's doing like Blizzard never did this stuff with any other game. So like, it's just really exciting.
Their interaction with the community and their
important.
support for just plugging people and pushing stuff. They've tweeted out about the ESL Season 1 majors. They've given us multiple guests for Town Hall. They gave us tickets to BlizzCon last year, all 4 of us, and that is ridiculous. Like, our show was still quite young at the time, so huge shout out to them for their ongoing support. Looking forward to seeing the game continue to grow. But guys, we've got other topics to talk about tonight. Let's start talking about Mr. Kael Thas and your thoughts on him now that we've seen him played in competitive matches for a little over a week. What are your initial impressions, Kev?
I actually just initially played him for the first time past like the one time that he first released last night. I just, you know, I was kind of bummed, so I was like, whatever, I'll just go forget some free wins. And free wins I had. I had never played the guy before. Looked at one build where you just get like all of the living bomb stuff, and it was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Even if I did the lowest amount of hero damage in the beginning of the game, by the end of the game I had doubled everybody else on my team.
I feel he's so late game. He's so good
Yes,
late
it's
game.
level
So
16's
late game.
absurd.
And as long as you just play in this way where you just, you know, you realize you don't have an escape at the beginning of the game, so you play kind of back and you just kind of do like little poke damage, etc. You're gonna win. That's it. You get your gathering power, you get everybody with a living bomb, team's dead.
So
And then you
before
just-
we get to everyone else's thoughts on Kael Thas, you just talked about poke damage. With Healing Ward being nerfed significantly, with Kael Thas having a lot of poke damage with living bombs, do you guys think that this could make Nazebo with spiders and like other pokey kind of abilities more viable?
yeah, probably. There's a lot less sustain going on throughout the
Why we're
entire
seeing
game.
more Brightwing.
You mean Asmodan?
In addition
Yeah,
to Protoss.
Asmodan, even
I-
Falstad with the hammer. There's a lot of long range abilities. I'm not saying Tyrande. I don't think we'll see Pierce builds all too soon, but who knows? But Timmy, what are your thoughts on this?
Poke damage definitely is better, but it's more that Kael Thas has like poke damage that you
Kel'Thas,
can't.
like Kel'Thuzad
Kael
and
Thas?
Kael Thas, they merged. Kel'Thas.
I don't know. Usually just
Kael
level
Thas
18.
is an
Blood
area.
Elf Lich Mage.
Kill block is a place, not a person.
But he just has like crazy damage, and he's like safe when he does it. Like there's a lot of heroes that aren't very safe when they try and poke. Like Bully, you have to be more up close, but like he has a stun too, so he's kind of hard to get to.
I think is broken and needs to be reworked.
He definitely is first pick for span every game, so
Like his early game is actually fairly weak. Like he's weaker than Jaina Ball Sylvanas in the early game. But his late game is just so like he can do 15k damage in a fight if things go right.
He
Like,
can do
no-
more than that.
Like probably more than that. Yeah,
Yeah.
his damage is insane. I honestly think they need to move Chain Bomb to 16, keep Ignite at that tier as well.
I agree.
Having both of them is probably it's just that's dumb.
Unfair, yeah.
It is so dumb.
I agree.
You can't have both. You can have one or the other. Both are good by themselves. You cannot have both.
I think that's the best possible fix for him. But
they need to buff his early game too, then, because like if you take that away, his early game is too weak. So maybe give him sprint at 13. Like that,
That'd
the
be
power of
awesome.
Jaina is she has mobility at 13. Kael Thas doesn't. He doesn't get mobility until 20 at Blink or Bolt.
So you move Chain Bombs to 16, give him Sprint at 13, put Flamethrower at level 1.
What's Flamethrower?
Being 50% increased range.
50% increased range on flamethrower.
That does not seem fair.
Jake, no, no, sir. Don't give them
Not
ideas.
even fair.
I think there's a lot of things that they could do, but it's just for me. I walked into a game, first picked Kael Thas without playing more than one game beforehand, and was able to get top hero damage without any issues at all in Hero League.
Yeah.
Now, granted, my MMR is probably garbage, but
Not granted. 100% for sure. Yes.
well, granted, that's count. No, never mind.
Absolutely.
Um,
But
100% agree. So that's what I think is the really scary part. Is
Probably.
that I basically was just like, okay, Jaina part 2, but can't do damage in the beginning of the game, and that was all I needed to know in order to just win a game pretty single-handedly. I think that's something that's
There's a weird confidence you have as a Kael Thas player that no matter how far behind you are, once you have 16, it's like, guys,
You're just going to win.
all it takes is one
It's
fight.
true. It's
One fight.
true.
It's legit like a mentality for any Kael Thas players. If you're behind 2 levels and you're going like you just get 16, we can make this comeback happen.
It's like when you have
Damage.
quad blood for blood. You're
Yeah.
like, we just have to make it to 16.
It's just it's ridiculous. He shouldn't get both. It's insane.
It does a fair amount of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a fair amount. This guy.
I do like the general shift in the meta, at least for competitive that it's providing, where especially with Jaina and Kael Thas, where you have this somewhat like small range but difficult to land AoE that really racks up damage if you can keep people in one place, to the point where you almost can get away with having 2 assassins and 2 warriors. So I think that's cool in itself. So we're seeing more double warrior run, a little more diversity to the drafting style. I'm okay with that, as long as, of course, the damage output is balanced post 16. But I do enjoy that aspect where it's sort of shaking up the drafting quite a bit.
It's very similar to old hammer comps, where you would have the protect the hammer comps.
Yeah.
That's what the current double warrior meta is like with KT or revolved around. Is protect Kael Thas while he just hits Q.
Does a lot of damage.
It's hard to kill with double warrior, that's for sure.
Yeah.
How about the heroics? We all thought Pyroblast was going to be pretty Gosu, it turns out.
No.
But it's too long of a cast time, I think.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it was like half the cast time. It could be really good.
if it was half the cast time, then it'd be like a no-brainer. It would just be everybody picks up Pyroblast and the whole
I
entire
don't
enemy
think so.
team dies.
40 seconds on Phoenix provides pushing. That's the benefit.
It's true. It's
can
really
do,
good on
like,
like
Monster
Sky
Hunter.
Temple. You can zone people with it, so it's really
You
hard
could
to
take
do on.
mercenary camps, you just throw it down on the bruisers, you're taking the plant terror on garden, you want to get those 60 seeds, you just throw it down. It's not a big commitment. 40 seconds is nothing. It's got so much utility, so much diversity, and
Exactly.
it's long range too. Like, it's quick. If you need to finish up that kill, the Phoenix is going to do the job.
And there's so many ways to prevent the damage of Pyroblast too that it's
Yeah, even if it was shorter, like there's still ice block there.
Well,
Murky Bubble,
I mean,
turning
honestly,
the Panda Pals, you name
jump.
Jump,
there's
yeah.
honestly, I think that's kind of a big thing of something that should be part of something that does that much damage. You should have a ton of different ways
Sure,
to get out of it.
sure.
You just have to wait until your enemy has spent all of those.
I think it needs to.
and if they don't, then you take advantage of that.
It's so easy to dodge, though. The build up is so large, and there's so much warning that once it's actually coming at you, there's a
You can walk out of
bajillion
range.
responses. You need to have the setup. They have to have Octograb or Judgment or some kind of setup for it to ever be considered.
Yeah, and I agree, but it does a lot of damage when it does hit, and everybody's got to panic to make sure that person's up to full health, can survive it, etc. And I think that's what's good about Pyroblast. I think it's just that a 40-second Phoenix that does a ridiculous amount of damage, almost comparable to Pyroblast, is why Pyroblast is just not seeing any play. But in and of its own right, Pyroblast is still really good. It's like Ravenous Spirit. Like, yeah, there's a billion different things that can cancel out Ravenous Spirit. It does a good amount of damage.
It's like if you had to channel Ancestral for 2 seconds before it actually could be cast, that's what Pyroblast is.
Yeah, kind of.
It's
That's a decent comparison.
no one would ever pick Ancestral if that's how it worked. Imagine a 2-second startup on Divine Shield. Here we go. There you go, buddy. You're good. Yeah.
Only Uther actually sounded like that when he did it. Here we go.
Change the voice actor just for this one ability.
Sounds like Sonic.
Well met, boys.
There's no use. Anyway, yeah, he's a weird hero, and I just want them to nerf Phoenix and Living Bell
and Flamethrower
and make him just something. He just feels like. Is it just me, or does it just feel like just Jaina Part 2?
There's some
No,
similarities.
they're different. They kill each other pretty easily. It's kind of cool.
Kael Thas
They're
has Gathering Power.
They're like the opposites. They're just both casters.
Yeah.
Maybe just because the two of them are coming out so close to each other. I just feel like the playstyle was, I don't know, very similar.
So close
Well,
to each other.
That's how casters are, though.
Yeah,
Jaina
just-
came
you have
back.
to play
Jaina came
careful.
out in December or November. What do
Let me
you
go back to my Warriors where things were fun.
Are fun on Warrior Land.
Kev, you be.
You mean your Gazlo Diablo?
Gaslo Diablo?
Warrior
Yeah.
boys.
They're on the same tier now.
Wrecked. Wrecked.
Kev, confirm or deny?
Deny.
Wow. He's
Kev
standing up.
confirms. Okay, moving on.
What? Opposite.
I'm just thinking of other mages that could be different and cool. Like, I want Gul'dan to have like some kind of lifesteal mechanic. That'd be cool. But that's another topic.
Cool
We
down.
talked about Millhouse Manastorm being arcane.
We
Great.
need a master. That's what we really need.
He just needs Kage Bunshin and he's good. Jared knows what that means.
Sure. Sounds great.
I do.
Great.
I know what that means.
Great.
Shadow clones, bro. Shadow clones.
All right. All right.
Where am
So
I?
KT Rolster God tier, yes.
Mm,
All in favor?
Yes.
probably. I don't know about God tier, but
Wait,
definitely
Top tier.
Gul'dan is a mage?
Huh?
Who said Gul'dan is a mage? Chat's flipping out about it.
Did I say Gul'dan?
Gul'dan's a
It
warlock.
was a warlock. I'm thinking of him as a spellcaster, though. Not a mage.
Yeah, because he's like a Destro warlock.
Yeah, but I was thinking of him as like a spellcaster. Like, pardon my
Anduin's
ignorance.
gonna be a mage too.
Okay, but if he was a shadow priest, that's what I'm getting at.
His ult becomes a Shadow Priest.
I hope so. That's what I'm hoping for. Well, while you all pitchfork me, it's warranted. That's fine. Let's move over to Johanna, Kubi's mother.
Excuse me?
What?
What?
Your
Johanna
mom's
is
favorite.
basically your mom.
Incredibly fair.
Stop.
Yeah, you model your life after her.
What?
Johanna, they look so much like each other.
Who does?
You and Johanna.
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like her.
just like her.
Picture.
Clearly there
No,
is.
put a picture up right now.
I googled Johanna and it's just real people. This is terrible.
Nice job.
Google 101.
Ugh.
One by Jake.
There we go.
I hope, like, just to kind of not talk about Johanna, but talk about her, like, I hope Blizzard takes this moment and is like, oh, okay, we need to fix how we do this stuff, because it's horse crap that Korea gets to play her before us.
Wait, she's out in Korea?
PC.
No, it's because, like, PC Bangs have their own internal servers, so since she's live on the patch, they're able to, like, connect to it and, like, be able to, like, she's
It's
playable.
how those videos were made in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Someone has their own private server that's not Blizzard sanctioned, and they're able to get in, data mine, and pull the hero out to play in like a bot game. It's the same thing. It's not really. They're
That's
only able to
unfair.
play people on that local.
Competitive advantage. Korea already dominates
You know
most
what, Jared?
esports.
Set up your own private server. Get it done.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll call Ray Daddy then.
Yeah, get it done. Stop
Get it
complaining.
done.
Get that advantage.
Fine.
I can't find the official Johanna art. This makes me very sad.
Oh my god, guys. So I just got an email from my mom who just
Johanna?
listened to me reading the poem. Hold on, just as a sidebar. And she said, so at one point in this, you kind of sound like Skeletor.
Oh,
Ooh!
Kevin, Kevin.
Orioles.
Let me just do this production thing real quick.
Call Ray Daddy.
I will figure this out.
I think that was actually a pretty good Skeletor sound I just did there.
Yeah, I'll give you credit for that.
Oh,
I haven't watched
oh,
He-Man in a bit.
we're getting closer. We're getting closer.
I don't know, like what's
I don't have my 3D. I don't have my.
But I'm not excited. Okay. Oh, I see.
Where is it? It's gone.
Flashing around. Who's gonna stop that?
Oh, I deleted Skeletor.
Really right.
Anyways, let's look at Johanna. Just like Kubi.
Johanna.
Can you just start pointing out the similarities?
The muscles.
First of all,
The shaved head.
The shaved head.
Yeah.
Don't have a shaved head.
Not
Not
today.
anymore.
Not today.
The bright green eyes.
Yeah, those dreamy eyes that make me want to fall in love and kiss you.
That chin line. Look at that jawline.
Chiseled.
Congratulations, guys.
They actually need those skins in this game. Different sex, like Johanna and stuff like that. Would be kind of cool.
It would be.
Well, the thing I like, I hope for that, like if you have the male and female version of Crusader, is like you can have different like abilities. Like you could play like female Crusaders this style, you know.
That's way too.
That'd be cool too. But
That'd be an interesting way to diversify the.
that's how they did it in Bowling
heroes.
Champions. Is there's like some cool like different sex.
Like, you just have to be careful, like you don't go like what was that DC Universe MOBA? Where it was,
Infinite.
Oh.
Infinite Crisis.
where
The
there's,
game
like,
was
8
an
versions
Infinite
of
Crisis.
Batman.
Oh,
You just
no,
gotta be careful not to
okay.
do that.
I worked an Infinite Crisis event, and there were 4 Batmans in one game, and I was like, "Who just won?" And they're like, "Metal Batman." I'm just like,
Well, I
As long as
mean,
they don't-
"What?"
there has to be a bunch of different Batmans because there were
No.
a bunch of different Batmans.
There
Yeah,
doesn't
it's-
have to be a bunch of different Batmans. There
Why
used
not?
to be one Batman. Because you go to look at the game and you're like, there's 6 Batmans, like Jake was saying. That's
What if I want to
obnoxious.
be Batman Beyond, or I want to
Then
be?
you can only
like...
pick one
Okay.
Batman at a time.
If they made Prince Arthas a separate hero from Death Knight Arthas, I would be furious. It should be a skin.
No, you'd be Jake. You should. It doesn't matter what happens.
Kappa.
I don't even get it.
Two arcs.
It's just Kev Dead.
Oh,
Kev Dead.
Furious D, yo.
Kev, Dad, go home.
Kev Dead. He is home.
Look at my
All right,
eyes.
Johanna, who's excited? We've seen her kit. Kubi, are you leaving Hammer?
What?
Are you leaving Hammer?
What
You
is
already did Sonya for Hammer's sweet
Hey,
ride.
I'm not going to speak publicly about this. Okay, we'll see when the time comes, alright?
Okay.
You can talk to my lawyer.
I am excited about Johanna. Always happy when new Warriors come in. I'm sure no one else is happy on new Warriors, but I play
Excuse me?
majority
What?
Warriors. You just play Diablo, alright?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I looked at my hot dogs yesterday, and 4 of my top 5 win rates Warriors, and then Zeratol. I don't know how that even got up there.
What's it like having 4 of your top 5 win rates be below 50%?
Oh.
So proud of you.
I don't even know
Can you
what
do that one more time for us? Roya?
I don't think I can. That hurt.
Okay.
I missed it. You have to do it again.
Just watch the rebroadcast.
So
coming
much
right now.
effort.
You'll see it.
Anyway,
Okay.
I'm excited for Johanna.
And for
Yeah,
anyone
he's
listening to the VOD, that would be Jared flailing, doing his best rave dance impression that you have ever seen.
Very impressive.
Yeah, we need to like recut that, make it a GIF, give him some glow sticks, and just put Darude Sandstorm to it,
Wow, 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 wow.
and then just blast it anytime Tempo Storm wins. So not very often.
Oh, okay, alright, okay, I see. You just get back up. Air's heavy in here.
So kawaii. All right, boys. Everyone's excited for Johanna. She should be coming launch. Heaven and Hell, hopefully for launch. Yes, we hope.
That'd be sick if like they just busted like if everyone knows that she's coming, but if they busted out the new map,
That would be
that'd be
nice.
sick.
I would be really excited. And the new skins that they showed too. They showed like a Amazon Diablo 2 Amazon Nova in the latest trailer. They showed a Marshall Rainer where he's like basically Graves Part 2 from League of Legends.
Yeah, I saw that. I
The
immediately
Pika
thought.
skin looks sweet too.
Yeah, the new Taika skin where he doesn't have a tattoo anymore.
Ooh.
Blizzard's against tattoos now as well as cigars.
Yeah, we need
Alright.
an official response.
Let's look at
Taika-
these.
That Taika skin was close, but
Pretty,
yes.
pretty mount.
Oh no!
Pretty Mount.
I stole that one. There was a Reddit that had that joke already.
Amazon Nova.
Amazon Nova. She's
So-
got a giant crossbow.
So kawaii.
So cool.
So kawaii.
I hate being on this show.
Tycho is naked.
Yeah,
And then-
Tychus is just like, I'm naked.
This is kind of like I really started. I was talking to my fiance. We were at a coffee shop, and I was like, she lets me ramble about like heroes that I want to see in the game. So thank her for putting up with my just rambling passions, even when I'm not at work. And I want Gen Greymane, but I saw this, and at first I thought it was like Gen Greymane for some reason, and it's not. But it's still really cool.
I thought it was what's the hero in Overwatch?
Yeah, I thought that
Hanzo?
was.
Oh,
No, it's not Hanzo.
the Banff dude.
McKee?
McCree,
McCree.
yes,
McCree. I thought that was what they were going for with this. Just sort of the feel of it. Not quite the same, but
It's close.
No. Not quite, but very
that's fair.
cool. I'm excited for all the new skins coming. All right, moving on. Anything esports related that we did not cover that we want to cover?
Let's talk about Zeveron. We haven't talked about Zeveron.
That's true. We have
That's not esports.
It's
Hey,
kind of
Drew.
esports.
Well, no, you have to be like competitive for it to. Count.
oh snap!
Oh.
So Zoloff, you guys had a really close series against them in WCA. Quite impressive, and that was the first showing of Zeveron. But Timmy, tell us the story of the birth of Zeveron.
Well, basically, we were Murloc geniuses. I know the main roster I wanted was Coffin, me, and Faye. So, trying to find people. We had Echo for a while, we had Cattle for a while. I found Fury after he GOAT gaming, and basically everyone worked out really well. So we're like, well, this is our solid 5-man. Let's make it happen. Let's get as good as we can. Make it into the scene. We got invited to WCA. We're like, well, we have to train really hard. So started scrimming. Basically got picked up because of a connection through Fury. So that's how we found the guy for Zeveron. And it's been working out pretty well. So we'll see if it keeps going.
So, just
Time will
first
tell.
initial question is: you guys were announced as Zeveron like almost hours after I sent you that invite for WCA. How much did that actually affect, or was that all already like
It was
locked in?
already in.
Okay,
in
that's
line,
just really
so-
convenient then.
Yeah. So it was like basically the same day thing.
Very cool.
So, based off the name of the team, I mean, it kind of sounds like, I don't, maybe I'm kind of jumping the gun here. Are you guys like an evil oil company? Because Zeveron kind of sounds like the bad villains in some really bad kids movie, like Spy Kids 4 or something.
Is it because it's close to
I
Chevron?
love that movie.
Oh, I never actually thought about that. Maybe it is.
Oh my god.
I'm like so unhappy right now.
I actually don't know what the name. They had the name before us, so
Okay.
So you guys contracted yet?
soon TM. So things will be happening, gaming house, etc.
Nice.
Boom.
Wow, gaming
Is
house?
the
Is that
first public
an announcement?
of the gaming house?
No, we had nothing yet, but soon.
Is that an announcement?
That one.
No, but
No.
maybe.
let's just move on. Nothing was said
It
here.
will be soon. I'm not sure how soon. But
That's awesome.
I'm
How's
happy.
the team getting
Proud
along?
of
Like you've all been like the 5 members of the team are all veterans of the scene. They, we got Evil Geniuses, SMG, Complexity. They all come from like the Glorious. These are you guys have been around for a while. But here's a different game where you really have to mold together as a team. It's not just sitting in a lane and then eventually coming to a team fight. This is a really synergistic game. How are you guys doing with that so far?
it's great. We all get along really well. No one really goes on tilt or anything, but it just takes time to like synergize with each other. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Like we've only been playing as our roster for about a month, so pretty good progress for only being together for a month.
Yeah. I mean, you
Who's
guys
doing
had an
the shot
impressive showing.
calling?
Equinox actually.
Is it
Or
Equinox? I
Equinox,
recall
huh?
from previously when he was.
I don't know. I just call him Equinox or Ding Ding.
Equinox, yeah.
I usually just call him Ding Ding, but
Ding ding.
Oh.
Care to
yeah,
explain?
because he was the village bike for a long time. So when we were
Oh. Okay.
You wanna run that by us once more, there, buddy?
yeah, he played on all the different teams. So he was the
Okay.
village bike.
Crazy.
Okay then.
Yes.
Huh.
This has been Town
Remember
Hall
Ding
Heroes
Ding, You know who
episode.
it is. He has a lot of potential.
Lancing past that one.
Ding ding.
Ding ding.
Man.
The witch is dead.
Man, that is just beautiful. I'm gonna remember that for a while.
And Ding Ding is going in for the kill. Yeah, that's what he's called from now on.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
So, you mentioned you got invited to WCA and you started training a lot. A lot of teams, typically, they just reach out, they do scrims. Other teams, they just mass game. I'm just thinking like across multiple esports. What was your guys' approach training for WCA?
We did a lot of scrims, and then I actually did a lot of like drafting effort and what we wanted to draft in all the games, see what kind of heroes they were picking, and see how we wanted to draft against each team. Like against Tempo Storm, I knew they had first pick Muradin. I knew it, so I basically went through a couple draft scenarios of what we would do if they did first pick Muradin. So I don't know. It's a lot of theory crafting and working with your team of what you guys want to do in each match and on what maps you guys want to play on, and there's just a lot of work in that area too, not just playing the game, because there's a lot of strategy just like looking at all the maps and all that.
So when you look at a tournament where it's a 16-team tournament and it's a 2-day event and you're going to be playing a bunch of teams and you figure out who your opponent is that morning, it's hard to prepare for like one specific team. But when you look at something like WCA, you guys knew your opponent a fair amount of time ahead, and you can really study them and go in there. Do you think that's like something your team you excel in training for, or is it all the same at the end of the day?
It's different when you're playing against a certain team opposed to just playing against some random team where you don't have that much time to prepare. Or like you'll prepare in different ways. You'll prepare in like what comms we think are strong opposed to what comms are going to be strong against this specific team and how they play. Whereas like Tempo Storm plays a lot of late game comms, so we want something aggressive that will win early games so we don't have to get to their late game. So things like Harrigan is what they were worried about us playing, so we didn't have to like worry about that.
So as you guys were like a new team, like despite all of you being fantastic players, new teams harder to just get solid stripe. How confident were you guys going into WCA? Because if we were to like do a poll beforehand, probably you would have been expected to lose the complexity, and if you did beat complexity, the people would probably not have expected you guys to have that close of a set versus Tempo Storm. How confident were you guys specifically going into this? Just like
2 weeks before, I wasn't that. I was like ready for it, but as time went on, we got really, really good scrims, and from what I remember, we were doing really well at the time. So I was pretty confident, especially against. I was more confident against you guys than I was Complexity, because Complexity would run like weird things like Divine Shield, Zeratul, and things like that, where like if we drafted wrong, we would just lose. Like if we don't have a shrink ray against that, we're just going to lose the game. Whereas like Tempo Storm, I know what you guys are more likely to do, especially because I played with all those players before, so I know a lot of their mentality and how their shot calling actually works, opposed to Complexity, where sometimes like they'll do like cheese things. Like I played games versus them where they like sit in some random bush and like someone gets picked, and basically you can lose the game from one pick. So I don't know. I was more worried about Complexity, but
Well,
even though we did lose to Tempo Storm, like they played really well, but I don't know.
It's a close
No,
series.
that's a fair answer.
Yeah.
That was a fair answer.
it was a great series. We
That's
were
amazing series.
very loud.
I've heard.
Let's talk about that game too.
Games.
But Timmy.
Going back over that game, part 2.
I don't think Timmy wants to talk about it.
No, it's a lot of my fault and a lot of like. Coffin actually asked if he should back, just in case, just to shield the core. And like, yes, I could have played more, right? But like, like there's so much going on. Like,
Absolutely.
Exactly. Like, there's so many factors in the game. Like, what if I teleported? Would we have won? You know what I mean? Like, if I was actually at the base dealing damage with the 2 more promotes, like, all of these things are different variables, and you can't actually know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The crazy thing in StarCraft is you can replay those moments with the replay client, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can in Dota also.
Man, imagine if you could do that. Like, actually just play out the scenarios, be like, what happened if I did this? What happened if I did this?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah,
But
we
even
talked about
then-
last week on the show about how, there's so many small things. Like, what happens if Arthlon didn't get picked right before that, too? There's so many different moments that, like, what if didn't happen? You can't, like,
True.
you can't play the what if.
It's no single player's fault, that's for sure. But
I was gonna say, like, do you really think you'd get that much information out of it? It's like such a unique case.
true. It
I
just
think
sounds
it's-
fun.
It's for your brain.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
puzzle. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool scenarios. Like, what if you could like if you could resume from replay, but you could also change your talents? Like, there's so many cool simulations you can do like that. Like, what if you went these talents on a new rack? How would the fight changed if you would have not gone beetle build, or if there's so much. I know this isn't talking about that, but you just talk about resume from replay, just like started something in my brain. Like, there's so much cool stuff you could potentially do from that. Like, you don't think like, well, what's this one fight gonna change? But like, you can actually learn a lot from just a single scenario.
Exactly. And especially like from being on SMG for so long, like think about all those games we played and we're like, we're gonna just try and go for core, all in the core here, and see what's gonna happen. So if we ever have that situation in the future, like what time in the game it is, what kind of heroes we have, it's very easy to determine when we can end the game and when we can't.
Yeah.
That instinct, the taste for blood.
Timmy, who is the rock of the team? And I ask this because immediately after that game, right? I mean, you say no one tilts on the team, but obviously morale is going to be low. So who is the person on the team that's like, all right, guys,
Dwayne
still have a
Johnson.
game. Who is the rock?
Who's the Dwayne Johnson?
Dwayne Johnson.
Who is the Dwayne Johnson of
Um,
Zeveron? Who gives the rally speech before game 3?
I don't think there really was one. I kind of do, but I don't know. It was kind of a hard thing because I didn't actually expect the Brightwing first pick, and that's honestly
Oh, in game 3?
probably made us draft terribly wrong. And I probably should have thought about what to ban for longer. Like, I'm a very fast drafter. It's very intuitive to me, so I like to put the other people in the pressure position if I'm drafting, because they're going to make more mistakes that way.
Yeah.
But
So
It's something I have to tell the team a lot is slow down in the draft. Like, we go Ball Jane here, 100%. Like, no. There are plenty of options. Let's make sure this is 100% what we want. Drafting slow sometimes. Also, it's like really annoying for the other team. Like when people draft slow versus us, we're like, oh.
Everyone leans back in their chairs and just turns
Yeah,
into
as soon as that camera goes off, we go to the draft screen. I just take my pants off. I'm just sitting there, just like,
It
yeah,
makes me very
Okay, I don't need to hear
uncomfortable
anymore.
sitting next to her. I'm just, why am I here? It's not what I signed up for. Yeah. It gets weird.
Generally, if they're thinking long, I feel like they're going to make a mistake. Well, sometimes. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. Just like, depends on what your game plan in the draft is and what you want to do. But I don't know. Brightwing, too good.
Bribing too good. My queen is back on top.
She was growing towards the end of the patch anyway, and then promote got buff, so
I missed
it
the.
made her better. Hey, I have one of those.
Must be Brightwing buddies.
Anyway. Oh, God.
Last time.
Yeah, every time. Anyway.
We have-
Okay, let's just like, it's his one time he's ever been accidentally right. Like, just let him have it. Just let him live in the moment.
It's fine.
One time, Brightwing's come into the meta like 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the Brightwing thing is the only thing he's ever been right in the
That is
history of
so
the meta.
not true.
So,
So true. I don't even know if
Well,
it's true or not. I'm just gonna agree with Zoya.
The more things you say, the more things that are likely to be right. So.
that's what he does every patch. It's like, coin flip, Phoenix, gonna be good. Let's see what happens.
Didn't I say that last week?
No,
Yeah, you flipped the
know.
coin
I
right,
think
man.
Pyroblast.
You said Pyroblast.
I didn't say Pyroblast.
You said Pyroblast, I think.
You said
Yeah, you
Pyroblast.
did. Pretty sure.
I thought Pyroblast was gonna be better.
Watch the replay.
You guys call us out on our blubs and our blunders. But yeah, lots of good stuff coming up for Zeveron. I'm excited to see what they can do. Of course, we did, in fact, throw them an invite to the Town Hall Heroes Invitational. This is it once again. If you guys are just tuning in, this is kind of the event we're going to be running in July. The date is not set, but it will be July. So it's a bit away, but that allows us to A, get funded, B, look for sponsors, C, run an awesome production.
Oh, yeah. And that calendar, it's
Dude,
gonna be risque.
I'm gonna look sexy.
I'm
Oh, damn.
I'm going to be spooning with Brightwing.
I'm gonna be spooning with Kubi. Kubi, we're getting it on, man.
All right, speaking of Kubi,
Uh-oh.
I think it's time.
I don't have a question.
That's bullcrap. You can't not have a question.
You didn't tell me ahead of time.
You had like 8 questions that we've always like.
You got nothing?
You got nothing? Are you serious?
I'll come up with something.
Are you really
Do
this
the
terrible?
thing. Do the
Wait,
dance.
wait.
I'll come
I
up with a
didn't-
question during the dance.
I
I
love
just
this, I
tried
love
doing a new dance and no one's responded to it.
Do it again.
That is the system is down.
It is basically the system.
The system
That's
is
exactly-
down.
Alright,
The
alright.
system is down.
Because Kubi fails at his job, the only job that we give him here. We're gonna go to some Reddit questions. Trollganator asks, with the change to quick match queues in NA, wait, hold on, no, it's the wrong one. Sorry. RuneSun's ask. Jake was talking about things that were needed by Blizzard for esports, and it reminded me that two weeks to fix the Lily bug. In League, they will lock out the hero until such time the fix is released. I feel like they need to implement a mechanism for them to be able to do that in Heroes of the Storm, rather than just say, yep, we know, we'll fix it soon.
It's beta. It's beta.
Well, I think
Big deal.
an interesting question is,
But yeah, that should be a.
what do we do about like tournament organizers as well for banning out heroes? Because like he just made the question about LCS, and they also ban out like actual heroes in terms of quick match. But I know LCS they also do the same thing, right?
I mean, yeah.
So this is the same question that I guess came to the Super Smash Bros. 4 crowd when they were questioning whether or not they should take out Diddy Kong.
Meta Knight debate and brawl.
Yeah,
those were like balance, not bug related. It's a little bit different.
There's a big
A
difference.
little bit different. That's talking for a permanent ban on Diddy Kong because he's too strong of a character. Versus this hero has an error. They're currently not good because of this. They should not be playable.
Yeah. There's a confirmed bug by Blizzard. There's a big difference.
Yeah. So yeah, there definitely
So
is.
confirmed.
I thought it was pretty fair.
Lily
You're
comes
gross.
into meta. What do you think? Or like comes into meta just because she heals like a ridiculous amount? Do we ban her or not?
Yeah. Remove her from the events. Remove her from it. Okay, so Lily was banned. That build specifically was banned because that's something we can
You can
control.
just ban the talents.
So they banned that specific build. The admin, Sia Steve, and Fight Camp decided to ban that from ESL. And that's just the best answers. They say you cannot do this. Players will comply. Easy peasy. How do you do that in
They've done
quick
it before
match?
in the
What do you
past.
just remove
think
those
they should
talents?
ban them from quick match?
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's an issue,
Bug.
lock the hero.
It's
If
quick
it is
match,
a
who cares?
confirmed bug that Blizzard like Blizzard had this is a bug and they're not able to fix it instantly because they don't know how. Yeah,
Lock it
ban
out. Lock it out. That's a great idea. Lock them up. Now that's really stinks if you just bought Lily, and it's like I'm gonna
She's
play this
2,000
bug
gold.
Lily, and they're just like, the gates are closed.
It's okay. Brightwing was still better, so.
Fact.
Yeah, it was a interesting thing because I know during that time it was just every single Hero League queue.
Bedlam.
First pick, first
It
pick,
was
first pick.
bedlam. That's the best word.
Yeah. I don't know. It didn't bother me at all. Either way.
It wasn't fun. I will say that it was not fun.
I just hate seeing Lily, but that's a different question.
Oh yeah? Well, how about this?
Thanks, Jared.
It's great that it's in such low quality that I don't think anybody could actually tell.
That's
I
Kevin's
guess
face.
My face pasted over Lily.
Oh.
So my stream yelled at me for not having my monitor raised up enough. They're like, "Oh, your posture's really bad because I'm always gaming like this." So I raise my monitor the most I can. Now Corey's cat sleeps right on the ground and stares at me. I can see her under the monitor, and she's just staring at me.
It's kind of terrifying. She's plotting your demise.
Yep, she's like, "I'm gonna find more things to destroy. It's gonna be great." Cat life. Kubi.
Yeah.
You got anything for us?
Yeah, I've always got something for you guys.
Oh yeah.
Kirby's questions.
That was just a slower version.
Kirby's questions. All
Alright.
Kubi. Where's the question, Kubi?
Okay, settle down,
Where's the
folks.
question,
Settle
Kubi?
down.
You got
Alright.
one now?
Yeah, I do. I have one.
Okay.
Stalled for long enough that I didn't need you to, because I had it here the whole time. Just wanted to see what you guys are gonna say.
Yeah, okay.
Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Do I need to pull my thing around and show you the giant list of questions I have
I
here?
don't want you
Pull
to pull your
your
thing
thing
around.
No, leave it where it is. Jeez.
Out of
A
context.
wraparound?
Excellent. All right, guys. I know that you very much enjoyed my previous question. Jake, please stop.
What was your last question? The dumb one about
the
bad things?
awesome question about making a team.
Oh yeah, that one.
You guys all enjoyed that very much. You guys answered it poorly. Not you, Timmy. Of course, you weren't there. I know you would have answered it flawlessly.
Definitely.
But I want to continue along this line
Bad line
of
of
thought.
questions.
No, it was an excellent question, actually. I'm pretty sure it was an excellent question. Regardless, we do have the game launching soon. We still have a problem in the NA scene, and that is we don't have enough competitive teams. We have some very good teams in NA, but the overall...
We have the best teams in NA,
But not many of them.
but we're the best.
Oh, yeah,
all that
that's
matters.
okay. All right, I'm just saying.
Thank you. Just get that out.
We need to bring that lower end of teams up. All right. So along that, I would like to phrase this question in a way that we can direct it at new viewers that want to perhaps form new teams. But I'd like to focus this question on drafting and sort of get you guys' feel a little bit on drafting. We've kind of alluded to this during the show, how impactful the drafting is and how much it can really affect a match. The very baseline question I want to ask you guys is, how much of an impact does the draft have on a competitive Heroes of the Storm match?
It can
70%? 60?
60% sounds about right. If you draft poorly, you can just straight up lose the game. At times, like if you just completely screw up the draft, you can just straight up lose. But there are times where you do lose the draft, but you can still win.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a huge influence on the game for sure.
So 60%, Jared?
I think so. Yeah, I agree with Timmy.
Me, 60. Kev?
Yeah, I have to agree.
Jake?
Yeah, I said 70, but 60 sounds more accurate.
Yeah. Thanks, Jake.
Why?
Yeah.
I
Why?
mean, in the grand scheme of things, there's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of mind games that can be played, and we've said this for a long time. Maelstrom, they're the gods of drafting. They know how to force you into mistakes in the draft, and they know how to get things that benefit them in the long run. If we just compare the series between Zeveron and Tempo Storm at WCA last week, look at Game 3. Brightwing was picked up. Timmy even said, I wasn't expecting that. The game was... I think I called it then and there. I was just like, this is massive. They just disassembled that strategy. Brightwing is a key figure to that kind of entire strat, and that's the style they were running that series. So it can have a mental impact. It's like, oh crap, this is what we had planned. This is what's in the books. And it can also have a just game impact at the end of the day.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. Great!
Great. Okay, so we're just trying to put a baseline down, get a feel for the actual impactfulness that the draft has. Now, for newer teams that are looking to get better at drafting, there's a couple ways that you can try to develop that portion of your team's ability, and that is you could try to diversify hero pools on your team, or you can try to spread the playable heroes out across the team members. So you could say, you have this role, I want you to be able to play 4 heroes. Or is it more important that a player fitting into a role on the team is able to play everything but at a lower skill level? And what is everyone's take on that particular aspect?
So, in that situation, what you can do is, drafting is very roster based. So whenever there's like weak links in the roster, you can go over to China, recruit some of their players, eventually get a whole roster full of Chinese players, and then you're just golden.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Kevin's confused. He doesn't understand what's going on.
Great.
Yeah, just
Great.
Right.
Just get China to draft for you. That's all you need, new players.
So, in case anybody is curious, Jared is still salty at the fact that somebody was saying China's the best in all of Heroes. Just to let everybody in on that. He's been salty for
Sometime
6
now.
years.
Sometime.
He's always salty. So.
What team am I on, boys?
Team
China
Salt?
Storm.
I am required to be salty. It is in my contract.
I hope so.
I wouldn't doubt it. Anyway.
Great.
Does not answer the
Great.
question. I need some answers, boys. What was the question?
I was actually about to say repeat it.
Timmy,
You
want
know,
to-
it depends. Like, how new? How new are these players? Like, are they like just like fresh to the game, or are they like amateur players looking to push themselves to the next level? Like amateur.
pick
Like,
one and answer. Why don't we cover both of those topics?
for new players, like, don't worry too much about the draft at the start. Just get solid heroes that you know how. Like, look at hot slogs or whatever the competitive scene's running. Find solid heroes from each role and just focus on learning those, because this game is so complex when it comes to strategy, when it comes to the different maps, when it comes to just learning how to soak properly. Learning soaking is insanely intense. So just like if you're new to Heroes of the Storm, if you just signed up with the open beta or brand new, pick, like, if you're an assassin player, like, learn Vala and Sylvanas. You know, if you're a warrior player, learn Muradin. You know, just keep it simple. Don't worry too much about your draft. Just, you know, learn the rest of the game.
I mean, really what Zoya is trying to say is just really there's a big emphasis on the sponge. And just make sure you soak the best you can. It's a big part of it, but when it comes to Kubi's questions, the draft.
Just play support, then you only have to learn 3 heroes anyway. Maybe 4.
Soak? Really, Jake? Really? That was Kevin tier. You should be ashamed.
Kev's so good.
This is how I. This is
what
how.
I do it every
this is
day.
what I feel like. This is what it feels like to be on the other side.
Yes.
This is
Actually,
This is every Wednesday for us, bros.
That was great. Good. I'm glad I'm inflicting this much pain on everybody.
it's good. But like Jared said, I think that's really good advice. Making sure that you just focus on like the role you want to play. Get good at a couple heroes. Soak. Go for the objectives the best you can. Look at. There's a lot of tutorials out there for like learning how to like decision make. In terms of like, should I go for mercenary camps or the objective? Can we contest? The general rule of thumb is stay away if they have heroics and you don't, stuff like that. But when it comes to competitive, what was the
Let's say
question
you'd have
again?
a pretty long road ahead of you before you actually get to the competitive part.
Well, it's just a different topic.
I think if you look at all the teams in NA right now, I mean, you look at something like Tempo Storm, they've got pretty much everybody in their back line except for their tank and their main support swap all of their heroes all the time. They play like different people. So it doesn't I feel like it's up to your team. It's how your team wants to play. Do you want to have people who are sitting in a solid role like warrior all the time? Then you know, that guy can be your warrior. But if you have a whole bunch of people who can flex around, they can play assassin, they can play specialist, they can play supports, etc. Like, when you see Arthlon on a Tyrande, you're just like, okay, well, that's up to the team, and that's just who can play what. And I feel like it's more important to actually get your drafting down so that you know how to put the right people on the right characters so that they're not out of place, but at the same time not like really sacrificing your composition. But at the same time, you also look at things like 2-Arc where they do really, really weird things, but they're comfortable with it. So it doesn't matter, I guess, so much as the meta. Like, keep a good eye on the meta and try to guide that. But for the most part, just do whatever advantage or emphasis you can really use on your team. And I think that's just the best way to figure out that advantage. And that's the hard part.
Never look at a tier list when drafting. Don't be like, these are the best warriors, these are the best assassins, these are the best supports, let's just get them.
Ooh.
Whenever you start your draft with the ban, not just first pick, with the ban, have a clear goal in mind for your draft. Don't just be like, you know what, we don't like dealing with Sylvanas, so let's ban her out. Or we don't have a goal from the start, or like multiple goals from the start, because you can't just be like, we're going to go this comp no matter what. You need to have a few comps in mind. Don't just pick Illidan because he's good. Pick Illidan because you have a comp that works well with Illidan, and aim to get that comp. Don't just pick high tier heroes because you see Zeveron running Kerrigan a lot. They build a comp for Kerrigan.
Right.
They don't just pick Kerrigan because he's good. They build a comp for Kerrigan. Make sure you have the whole draft in mind, and you're not just picking strong heroes. You need to build a solid composition.
And never
Some heroes are really good, but they require other heroes to make them good.
Exactly. You need synergy. Synergy is the most important thing when you're drafting.
Okay, I still didn't really get a good feel for the scale between, let's say that new team is coming up and they're looking to figure out where to invest their time practicing. Do they learn the 3 heroes really well in their role, or do they need to expand more because they're worried about getting sniped out during the draft?
Initially,
Like, where's the best place to spend your time practicing?
Before you should even start playing competitive, you should have at least 4 heroes that you're really confident with. I think at a minimum. So if you're a support, you need to be able to play bare minimum 3 supports at the absolute minimum. If you're an assassin, I'd say 4 or 5 at the minimum, because there's more of them. They're typically more damage dealers on a team. But you shouldn't even be looking at playing on a team unless you're confident on those kind of heroes.
Yeah. Well, because that just comes down to numbers. If there's 2 bans, there's another pick on the enemy team. I would say at least 4 for each role, and then 5 to 6 on assassins.
Yeah.
Well, support, there's only 4 playable supports, so.
Facts. Unless you consider Tyrande.
Tell that to
Tassadar,
Blizzard's
but-
classification system.
Yeah.
Eventually, you want to have as deep as a hero pool. Like, if you look at Kael's hero pool, he plays Falstad, Kerrigan, Jaina, Sylvanas, Lala, Hammer, Tassadar, Thrall, Zagara, Vikings, Tychus, we put him on Abathur, Asmodan. We put that's what was almost 11 heroes. Eventually you want to get to the point, and that's every range carry in the competitive scene right now. That's not just specifically Kael. That's every range carry can play at least 8 heroes. Just because with the assassins, like Jake said, both sides are going to potentially have 3 of them. So say 2 are banned out, and you're the last pick for your team. What happens if
I'm not very good on Zagara.
And
It's like, oh, well, I guess we lose.
Yeah.
Okay, next part is, what is the best way to practice the actual draft? Let's say that you are comfortable on a wide enough range of heroes so that you don't get locked out during the draft on any of your members of your team. How do you go about, as a team, let's say you're right at that cusp and you really just want to get that next level ability to draft. What is it that you guys do to practice to improve that? Thinking, do you
mock drafting?
Mock drafts?
Mock drafting, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What does that entail? What does that entail exactly? Do you do it between the team? Is it like an exercise, like a thought exercise? Like you pit Dread versus Arthlon on your team and just say, start drafting a composition, and then have a judge afterward that just makes the decision, like which
there's multiple ways you can do it. There's you could just have see who would win the draft in this situation. Sometimes we'll put Dread versus Arth, like you said, and just see who's better. Sometimes we'll look at scrim result or scrim drafts as well as tournament drafts and be like, let's spend you're gonna draft like Maelstrom this game, and we're gonna draft like us, and we're gonna do this 10 times and see how many times we feel we won the draft. And if you're a new team, just look at just be like, let's draft versus what Zeveron does. We've got 15 tournament games here over the last month. Let's just draft. You draft exactly like we have them written down. Draft like they do, and we're gonna draft against them, and we're gonna see how confident we feel against this. Mock drafts are actually really helpful.
Do people use Stormcraft when they do that?
I do.
Yeah, we use fake names though.
Yep.
So there
Have
you
you
go,
ever
guys.
seen-
My name is
have you ever
Power through.
If you ever see butt cheese versus pickle, it's us.
Great.
That's why there's 2,000.
A lot of theory crafting while you're drafting too. We'll do that. We'll be like,
Dude.
what would this team pick? What do we
Yeah.
think they're gonna pick, and how do you think they're gonna draft against us?
Yeah.
This is basically
you always
what you
want to
have
put
to do.
yourself in the enemy team's shoes. And trying to
Exactly.
figure out what their goal is. I think that's an important thing. You guys said that you want to even at the ban phase, figure out what the goal of your team is for this draft. But you also need to know what their goal is, or at least a best guess based on what they've drafted thus far, and do your best to thwart it. But at what point do you start to change your draft from your goals to trying to deny the enemy team's goals? And
I'm not a fan of counter drafting very often. There's a lot of things that I'll do choke drafting. So if they take all the DPS, I'll take double tank. Now they can't have a good tank. So now they have a weaker part of their team. Or you go double healer. Now they don't have a good healer they can pick. So you can cut the other team off of things when they're trying to do something against you.
Yeah.
So that's
Here's
one
a
thing.
failed example of trying to take something away from someone in the draft. Equinox is a terrifying Kerrigan. We went into WCA with the plan, take away his Kerrigan, because screw that. We banned Kerrigan in game 1, guess what happened? We got dumpstered. Wasted a ban when they weren't even planning on running Kerrigan. They were doing that stuff. Yeah, it's rough.
I actually figured you guys would ban Kerrigan.
That's smart, because the week before you guys were running almost purely Kerrigan and dumpstering kids.
So I guess
cool.
that's the thing though, is that maybe counter drafting isn't just sniping people. I guess if you see that they've got some sort of strategy going on, if you're going against Team Arthas and it was back a couple weeks ago, you ban out the Anubarak instead of Lost Vikings when Lost Vikings were first pick, first ban, because they were going for 5 blood for blood all the time. That can be a good idea if you see that in that tournament they have that draft, or in that series they have that strategy. But for the most part, I don't think really. I think choke drafting is more important than counter drafting. But I guess that's kind of whatever you're saying, or funneling. I don't know. I guess that's also part of counter drafting, though, isn't it?
Counter drafting is more of picking a hero that they're gonna pick. They're gonna play Illidan, so we take Illidan. But it doesn't fit in our comp, so why are we taking
Right.
I
this?
thought it was just all under the same thing.
But-
You're saying that. I was
Counter choke drafting is we're running this comp and Brightwing's really good against it, so let's ban it out. That's the difference between the two. Is looking to deny something because it's good against you and also good with you, or looking to deny someone from them because they're really good with it. That's the difference between the two.
okay, Jake, final thoughts.
I think they covered it pretty
Floor
well.
hurts my butt.
Thanks, Jared, for that wise and profound input.
Sorry, people keep asking why I'm moving around, and it's this was a mistake. I should have
20
sat on
minutes,
the
Jared.
toilet.
You can do it. Suck it up.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to add to it. It was just really interesting to see the player's perspective from it, because we're so used to seeing the receiving end, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually watch a lot of the casts to hear what you guys think, because you have more of what the general public thinks about the drafts and what they think what heroes are strong. So it gives me a different perspective on the draft.
Yeah, and from a party where you can, I guess, neutrally look at it from both sides. That as
Exactly.
well, because you guys are always thinking we want this. We don't know exactly what you guys want when you start the draft.
We can make
Other
guesses,
than-
yeah.
Yeah, we can make guesses based on play styles, but we don't know exactly what. Just looking at the ban, it could be 1,000 things, right? But you guys know, the enemy team knows what they want, so there's a lot of different perspectives to look at it from. All right, that wraps up Kui's questions. I hope the viewers at home found this at least somewhat insightful, and I hope the co-guests here found this to be a tolerable question.
Yeah, that was a good one. It was fun. It was
Folds and curves in Kubi's shirt reminds me of the beginning of Johnny Quest.
I don't know what
Ah!
Cool.
Killed Jake.
I don't. Now I need to look this up.
Nice job, Sham.
That's the end of Kubi's questions. That's the end of Kubi's questions.
Our podcast hearers
Thanks,
just hate their
Micah.
ears when Jared starts singing.
Oh, it was the newer Johnny Quest, like Johnny Quest 3D or whatever.
Okay, all right, Johnny.
I'm just gonna keep it up for like the rest of the year until like in 2016 someone makes like a Zoya singing montage and it's like
Oh
18
my
minutes
God.
long. Like I'm just excited for that.
Kubi's questions. Anyways, Johnny Quest. Great game.
Great.
Great.
Great! Great! Yeah, I love dwarves,
Right.
man.
Thank you, JR.
Thank you, JR.
This show has been brought to you by JR.
Where is that? Is that your house? I guess, Drew.
That's Tammy.
Yeah.
It's Tammy.
My dad's
That's
watching
Tammy.
basketball, I think.
Yeah. Thanks, JR.
Well, I think we're just gonna go to shoutouts, and we'll start with Mr. Zoloff because I've got. Do I have I have announcements with shoutouts.
Yeah. Thanks guys for tuning in. For all the people who are new at the open beta, and of course over the next coming weeks, all the new people who flown the show, welcome. And if you are interested in learning the game, I happen to be part of a team called Tempo Storm, and we have this wonderful YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tempo Heroes. We do a lot of analysis, breakdown, stuff like that. You guys can go over there and check it out. Today I also released a vlog talking about the house, the removal of Glauron, going for tryouts, and a few other things. I'm going to post that video in chat, so make sure you guys go check it out and give any feedback on it, because I kind of like I like the vlog type stuff and plan on doing it more. So if there's like any feedback or anything you guys want to see. Also, we're planning on doing like a bunch of random like real life videos, like us going to the store. So like if there's anything, I know like I complain a lot, Zwick, about the lack of videos, but yeah, you can also follow me on Twitter at Tempo Zoya, and a big shout out to our sponsors, Funk, Twitch, Namecheap, and G2A. Without them, I would not be living in this wonderful house that I am sitting on the floor in, and yeah,
Sounds so grateful, Zoya.
so grateful.
Beautiful.
And yeah, make sure and we have 2 arc tomorrow. We are playing in ESL Major League, and if you guys are interested in our new 5th, you'll be able to see that there tomorrow. So make sure you guys
Be
tune in.
sure to hype that up for you.
Yeah, and then a week from today, or a week and a half from now, WCA finals, where we take on Maelstrom for the biggest tournament in Heroes of the Storm history. So make sure you're cheering us on then as well. That's all I got.
WCA America, and yeah, guys, I mean, just ETC bot, just spoiling it now. 5th member of Tempo Storm. Coobs.
Follow me on Twitter at the Kubi, like Jared mentioned. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/ESL_heroes, we will be able to see Tempo Storm versus 2ARC. That will be the only game of the evening. Of course, Rising Taquitos has dropped out of the league, so we won't have that second match for you. We're going to have a busy weekend, but I'm going to let Jake tease that one. I don't want to steal his thunder there, and I think that's actually going to be it for me.
No, it's not. Follow him on Twitch as he has started
Oh,
streaming.
yes, this is a very good point.
So he's at the Kubi. He's actually just
You're
posted
right.
a message in there shortly after. If you click his name, you can actually follow him. Do us all a big favor and give him a follow.
Oh, thanks, guys.
You guys realize there's like good people that stream this game? You don't have to watch Kubi.
What is this?
Shots being fired.
I like that. I like those moves. Can we like do photo shoots together, like making Naruto
That's
moves?
gonna
That's
be a
what the
post on
calendar-
the calendar,
That's
man.
gonna be one of his
Like
posts on the
full
back.
Ginyu Force, Town Hall
Well,
Heroes
yeah.
Ginyu Force.
Absolutely
Can you
correct.
force?
Ginyu Force.
All right, Shambam.
I have a YouTube channel that I've been uploading more things onto. I was working quite a bit over the weekend over on my new Count to 5 video. Had to get a whole bunch of footage to kind of like put it all together, and I'm gonna kind of teach viewers or whatever, whoever watches it, I don't know, just basic map awareness, like very basic ways in order to kind of start deciding whether or not you should be in like certain places, what decisions you should be making. It's going to be up on my YouTube probably by the end of this week, since we got this nice long weekend coming up. I'm also going to be uploading my free week, which is a 32-minute long Lost Vikings map, Lost Vikings game on
What map?
Spider Queen map.
New map,
Team
new
of the
map, hype.
Spider Queen.
It was
Can't wait for that map to come out.
it was actually a really awesome back and forth game, and
Wait,
every
is it
time
Hero
This was
League?
quick match, right?
this is a quick match.
Okay.
Okay, I was gonna say, why would you?
I
pick
was
Vikings
about to
on?
go off on you.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
no, no, no.
Kubi and I on the same page, man. We're about to go ahead.
When I do free week, I only do quick matches just so I can make sure I get that hero. It was a really funny match, and I teach you what you're supposed to do when you do the Vikings heroic longboat raid. So make sure you watch that just for at least when I hit level
Sing the
10.
song while you're in the boat.
Maybe.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
that's how it works.
Don't do anything. Don't do anything but sing the song, of course. And I sometimes stream MLG TV/Sham2. It's not really on all the time.
Busy.
Because I got on a bunch of other stuff. Like, I'm trying to get the YouTube channel back up and running again. So that's it for me. Longest shoutouts ever. Follow me on Twitter.
Mr. Tim Tam, mildly upset Timmy.
Alright. You can follow me at ZVMedTimmy. Also, you should follow my team at Team Zeveron on Twitter. And shoutouts to Twitch, which is one of our sponsors right now. And hope you enjoy our games in the future and keep cheering us on and see what happens with the Zeveron.
Well, we'll be seeing more of Zeveron soon. The final plug of the night for the Town Hall Invitational. Zeveron and Tempo Storm are the first two teams announced, and you can see our list of crowdfunding goals we're shooting for, but we have raised $500, and I just want to say thank you all so much for buying the Town Hall shirts, which helped us get the majority of that prize pool, and for donating towards that prizing. Awesome stuff, guys. Much appreciated. And yeah, we've got some stuff coming up. So yeah, Kubi and I, we've got ESL, of course. You already plugged that. But this weekend, we had intended to do something. We had set aside a thing that is happening at a later date. It has been postponed. So I had my weekend set aside without a lady. Usually I'm with the lady. It's like, all right, well, what can we do? Oh, the beta's going to end. We could make an event out of this. The end of the beta. We're calling it Calm Before the Storm. Yeah, it's nerdy, I know.
CBTS.
CBTS.
Just to make sure it's short.
CBTS. Great name. And Calm Before the Storm is going to be an event on Saturday. So the exact start time is not, I will tweet that out, probably around 3 p.m. Eastern, around noon Pacific. Sia Steve is coming here for the weekend. So me, Kubi, Sia Steve will be in the house, and we'll be having several guests on throughout the day. We're planning a roundtable discussion at one point at night. It's going to be like Town Hall with like 10 dudes. It's going to be kind of weird. We're going to see how that works. It's going to be a
Just like with like 10 dudes, like.
So that's gonna be a thing. We're looking to lock in a show match with double bans. We're looking to lock in a 3v3 b-ball scrims ARAM tournament for late night. So it has to be pickup teams, 3v3 ARAM custom games. We'll do about a 4-team tournament. That's going to be something fun to do in the night, and there's just going to be a lot of games with like other streamers we're going to invite in, and of course,
plenty of dudes.
other personalities.
Like,
Lots.
man, it's gonna get weird in there.
A lot of dudes. It's
So
gonna be
many
like 10 dudes.
Yeah,
Like 10 dudes.
10 dudes.
Fireplace it up or ride.
Did you ever hear about that store 5 guys? Yeah, take that, multiply it by 2. 10
It's
guys.
twice as
We're
good.
gonna have so much fun.
Not just guys, they're dudes, and it's gonna get weird in here. Kubi's cast.
And that's Saturday this week. Tomorrow's ESL, and until next time, this is 5 dudes signing off from Town Hall
That's it for
Heroes.
Town Hall Heroes, episode 64. I drank too much chocolate milk, and it was a mistake.
Houston, if you're ready, we'll maneuver.